welcome to one of my favorite days of the week, which is Runecasting Wednesday. This is usually a very short video, but I kind of have a lot of news to share with you. I'll do that while I'm laying out these cards, baby. Alright, so, High Notes. Come join us over there. I do single card pulls pretty much every day. You can also check this channel out on YouTube, BitChute, Clouthub, Rumble, Odyssey, and of course now HiveandPlay.com, which has returned finally. When I got that news last night, you have no idea how excited I was. I posted yesterday's video to it last night. I will be posting every video moving forward to that platform as well. So if you're on hiveandplay.com, you could check us out on Hive and Play as well. This Sunday, everything permitting, Moots and I will be doing a live stream on High Notes, which you can come check us out. I think we're going to be doing simultaneous card draws and just kind of discussing things, see how it goes. And what you will be witnessing, oops, keep forgetting, I don't have the spirit animal today. But we do have the significator and the spirit guide today. And we're just going to be drawing 3 runes and doing it that way. Anyway, what you will be seeing Sunday is 2 of the 4 founding members of the Clouthub group, the Society for Celestial Intuitives. Hopefully, maybe, don't know, if Brian from Fixed Air Moon and Witcharoo have nothing to do, they can join us. They are the other 2 of the founding 4 members. By the way, the Society, okay, there's a new word for you, Society. The Society for Celestial Intuitives is completely open. You don't have to be intuitive to join. You can join in the discussion, you can ask questions, and try to get a feel for what it is we do. So we keep things open for the time being, and I'm also in the process of getting a logo made for the group itself. So everything is still in its formative stages, but now 2 platforms which are now in their infancy stage, and of course a group that is also in its infancy stage. Everything is ground floor, everything is that foundation, and we all get to build it. So I hope that you'll come interact with us. I hope that you'll join me on all of these fine social media sites that I have all over my screen here. I hope that you will like and share this video because that's super important. And we are only 2 days away from Full Scale Friday, which is what a full private reading will look like. And if you would like a full private and personal reading, it's very simple. You bring a friend, that friend subscribes alongside you, mentions that you brought them, you each get a free private reading. If you don't have a friend to bring, you could just throw me something off the Amazon wish list. It could be a $10 book, could be a new tarot cloth, and you will get 2 private readings. So 2 questions will be redeemed at any time, and you will get a birthday reading as well. So that still stands today, and let's get into it, shall we? I know that we have plenty going on today. And on top of that, the schedule will be kind of weird for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So if you see midnight postings of videos, just know that it's intentional because, you know, I have to work. So here we go. Starting with your significator today, we have none other. You know, I pulled this card on High Notes yesterday. So this is you for today. On Wednesday, the day of Odin himself. So it looks like Odin has shown up, not as our guide, but as ourselves. So today we need to be seeking a little wisdom. We need to kind of, you know, walk around learning things we didn't know before. That's going to be super important, because our guide for today is none other than Skadi. And Skadi actually went to Odin demanding reparations for her father's death, and she ended up married to Njord, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, well, anytime Skadi comes up, we know what that's about. Never compromise too much of yourself. It's okay to compromise. It's okay to give a little ground to kind of meet in the middle. But if you're the one giving more ground than the other person, that's not a compromise. Okay, we understood? And so how do we do that today? How do we seek wisdom and, how do we compromise wisely today? So starting with the situation that you're in, you do have Fehu starting out really, really well, because this is the abundance and the wealth. And this does not have to be money. This can be your knowledge. This could be physical ability, skill, whatever. Whatever it is that you have in spades, this is a good time to look at that, to kind of look at what you're resting on. This is the action you need to take, yes. So the action is going to be about algaes. This is a protective rune. So protecting others, or protecting the wealth of others, maybe. Protecting someone else's, I'm going to say this. I'm seeing both. Protecting your own wealth, protecting someone else's. Even a group. The reason for this is because when you're getting a little protective, it looks to me like someone is trying to scam you today. Someone's trying to con you out of something, and that's not a good place to be. So it's definitely a time to be a little wary, I think. And then we have none other than Othala. Now, Othala is all about that ancestry, and that's something you ought to be looking into. It's also about home and harmony with friends and family, and that, I think, is important. But your overall good fortune is definitely going to depend on your success. And you know what? Algaes, that elk horn, also symbolizes intuition. So protecting that by looking into things that, kind of remembering home, get that harmony with friends and family. Try not to get any real discord in there, because the minute you do, it might be a little unshakable. When the cracks start showing, they may spread. Okay. So this, to me today, this looks a little bit like a warning. And the fact that we have the Allfather showing up in the significator spot means we need to be as wise as he is. We need to seek wisdom as he did. We also need to be very, very careful of anyone who wants to take us out too far. Be reasonable. That's what protects what you have. And it's also you can also learn how to protect things from people who came before you, your predecessors. Believe it or not, even though our ancestors, respectively, did some pretty jacked up stuff, not everything they did was horrible. I mean, after all, you're here, right? Alright, so we had another day where you brought your coffee or your tea or your breakfast to the table, and I didn't really partake in it with you. For that, I apologize. These are short reads, but you know what? I'll tell you what, how about one more, just to see why why are we in this particular phase? Why are we coming upon someone who, this looks like someone's coming to scam us? Why are we in that position? You know, I drew this card just now, and it brought something to mind from Yasmin Boland's book, Moonology, when she said, think of it this way. The people who try to, you know, push your buttons or irk you or push you well into the edge, before our souls came here, you had a contract with that soul. And that soul leads us to moments and lessons we need to learn. So, I pulled this. Pulled that one first. So we pulled Berkana first. This is, it says birth, rebirth, and femininity. However, I'm also going to offer that Berkana does also symbolize healing. We also have a fulfilling family life as well. And you know what? With that being sort of a situation, we might have someone trying to teach us something. There's where we seek our wisdom, but we may have to compromise to get it. We also have Ansus. Now this is of course communication. We need to be very clear in how we do that. And then finally, Kanaz, right there, enlightenment, fulfillment. This will lead to something that will light us up. And of course, once we're enlightened, we can then enlighten others, can we not? We can share that wisdom. That's where I'm thinking that wealth is coming from Fehu. But knowledge and communication definitely coming from the ancestors, and it's a good way to protect what we have. So remember, keeping in mind, we want to protect what we have, but we also want to be generous, right? There's that compromise. Where do we find that line? Because remember, what you give away, you have to give back to yourself. You can't burn yourself out. You can't give up. You know, if you've got a couple bucks and someone needs $1, do you give them the full $2 or do you give them the $1? Right, you give them one, and then you've got one yourself that you can use. So remember, anything you do for others, you also must do for yourself. Anything you do for yourself, you must also do for others. So also we're looking at treating each other the way you would want to be treated, right? Very, very simple stuff. Just things to consider for the day. So I hope the last 3 kind of cleared things up. It certainly did for me. Just be careful, be on the lookout, and remember, whatever you get, you also must give. In any case, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this reading resonated with you, and if it did, just ever so delicately tap that like button. It literally costs you nothing to do that. But I gotta get out of here and get this in the can. Big tin can known as the computer. And I love you all. I hope I say that enough for you. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, shine on. You know, if you feel like it. By the way, I just want to do a little post-credit scene because after I posted yesterday's video, I came across something. It was really, really cool. I wanted to share it. Hang on just a second. Had to run and grab my phone because my dumbass put it on the desk without really thinking about it. Anyway, I was lingering around a Telegram group here, and let's see if I can go back a little bit. So yesterday's video was nature and supernature, and I want to share this from a user named Access Denied. This is from the Bhagavad Gita, and I'll read every verse here. It's about 7 verses. I hope you're ready for this. Know that which pervades the entire body is indestructible. No one is able to destroy the imperishable soul. Only the material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is subject to destruction. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata. Or Bharata, I'm sorry. He who thinks that the living entity is the slayer or that he is slain does not understand. One who is in knowledge knows that the self slays not, nor is slain. For the soul there is never birth nor death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, unborn, eternal, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? As a person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, similarly, the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can it be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind. And then, right after that, the first law of thermodynamics, energy, can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can only be transferred or changed from one form to another. Now that is an 18th century law, and the Bhagavad Gita taught this same thing thousands of years ago in those several chapters. So if you were looking for a way to possibly reconcile nature and supernature, there it is. Thought I'd share that with you. Didn't really want to do a post-credit scene, but that came to mind, and I was like, that was from yesterday's video, and I thought it was interesting to point it out. Okay, I will get to you. Hang tight. Anyway, gotta run.